Eyvallah, teşekkürler.
Like a fever burning in my bones, a true believer.
We're in Istanbul, Turkey.
The food culture here will blow your mind. We're so excited to be filming a bunch of food videos here.
If you love to eat, Istanbul is the city for you. This magical city has a diverse and exciting food culture. In this 5-part series, we're going to show you some mouth-watering Turkish food and eat where the locals eat. This is our second video of the series, and we're hunting down Istanbul's biggest Döner kebab, tucking into an offal sandwich, eating stuffed mussels, one of Istanbul's most popular street foods, and cooling down with dondurma, traditional Turkish ice cream. You don't want to miss this video. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We're both really pumped for this video because we're going to be tracking down some of Istanbul's most popular street foods, and locals have told us about some really delicious spots, and our first stop is just right over there. We're going to be eating a Döner kebab.
Sağ ol canım, biz de teşekkür ederiz.
I am just gobsmacked by the size of the Döner kebab, which is behind me. It is huge. I don't think I could even put both arms around it and hug it. It is massive. I can't wait to eat it.
O yarımı da veriyorum Gökhan. Tamam. Kolay gelsin. Eyvallah, teşekkürler. Evet, iki.
That doner was crazy. It was so big, and I love seeing all the fat dripping off it. But this is a really popular street food takeaway food. So we've grabbed our kebabs, and we are now heading off to find somewhere to eat them.
How impressive did that huge hunk of meat look? So essentially a Döner kebab is where you have slices of meat. In this case there's both lamb and beef. They've been marinated and then they're stacked on top of one another on a vertical spit, and then the spit just turns and slowly cooks over a gas flame. And it was just beautiful watching that meat cook, all of that fat running off it, the beautiful charred bits. And he has a really long knife. It almost looks like a sword, and then he carves the meat off, really thinly shaved off that huge hunk, and then into like almost like a pan, a shovel. So the meat falls into the shovel and then it gets put into this beautiful looking bun. So it's house-made bread. The bun is really fluffy, quite doughy looking, and you've got all of that shaved meat in there, and you can see there's bits of fatty meat and then some leaner bits in there as well, beautifully charred, and then a slice of fresh tomato, half a fresh pepper, chili pepper, and then some gherkin or pickle. This looks incredible. So it's got no sauce or anything like that, it's just the meat and the fresh veg. Let's give this thing a taste. It's really good. The bread is very chewy, a little bit doughy, it's got a lot of texture. The meat is beautiful and smoky. The meat is really thinly sliced, so I didn't really get a huge mouthful of meat that time. I might just grab a little bit from inside and just see what it tastes like. Oh yeah. It's almost caramelized. A beautiful level of fat on that meat, and it's got a really sort of meaty flavor, if you know what I mean. It hasn't been over marinated. You can really taste the flavor of the meat. This is good.
This is beyond good. It is so incredibly delicious. It's amazing, and I love how peppery it tastes. So the meat's been seasoned really well. It's got a beautiful saltiness, but then it's got a heavy pepperiness to it. It is so good. And this restaurant's been around for 45 years. I can see why they've been churning these out for so long, because it's absolutely incredible. And it's really good eating this because doner kebab is probably a lot of people's first introduction to Turkish food. It certainly was mine back probably when I was about 10 years old in New Zealand. And it was nothing like this. It was packed with way too many ingredients, yogurt sauces, tabbouleh, way too much wrap because it's cheaper to have the bread than the meat, but this is all about the meat. The meat is the hero of this, and then these beautiful fresh ingredients on top, and that little chili pepper, which I haven't got into yet, but that's going to add a nice little zing to the kebab. This is absolutely incredible. It's blowing my mind.
Restaurant the other day, and we got talking to another diner who told us about this stall that was selling Midye dolma, which is a really popular street snack here in Istanbul. It's made up of mussel with spiced rice, and it's served in the mussel shell. You can see Midye dolma sellers all around town. And she said that there are just always huge lines outside of this shop. It started as a stall and now it's sort of expanded. And then I did a little more reading and I found out that they also do a really mean kokorec, which is a sandwich which we've been wanting to try for ages. So this place is just right behind me. Let's go and eat.
We've grabbed a cup of the Midye dolma. So these are a really common street snack here in Istanbul. You'll see it every street corner almost, a guy standing with a little circle tray, silver tray of mussels and some lemons. This is a much bigger establishment now because they've got a lot of the silver trays, and we've got a cup of mussels which are very slightly warm to the touch, and a big piece of lemon in there to squeeze all over them. So you can see the mussels are not overly sizable. Let's just rip into one. Oh, I can't get into that one at all. Let's try another one. Here we go. There we go. So you can see the mussel is stuffed. So they've opened it right up, stuffed it with rice and spices and all sorts of other things. So I'm going to squeeze some lemon on there. Oh yeah, ready to go. Oh, that is nice. That is really nice. The lemon flavor was really, really strong. That is a really sour lemon. That's really nice. I'm gonna grab another one actually because the lemon was too strong to really taste the mussel. So, oh, there you go, look at that. I just ripped it half, so you can see there's a lot of rice inside. Let's try and dig that whole thing out. All right, no lemon juice this time. Oh, okay, I can really taste it now. So the mussel flavor is still there, the shellfish flavor, and then the rice has sort of got heavy spices, so it tastes kind of like cinnamon actually. It's got that sort of nutty fruitiness to it. I was expecting sharper spices like chili and things, like more fresh spices, but it's got beautiful, just heavy, earthy flavors. That's really good, but definitely more tasty with the lemon, but you can really taste the mussel without the lemon. These are really, really good. These are a great snack.
So as I mentioned before, these guys also do a really good kokorec. So kokorec is all kinds of offal, so heart, lungs, sweetbreads, which is the thymus gland of a sheep. And then they're wrapped up in caul fat. Caul fat is the fat that surrounds some of the major organs of an animal. And then it is then wrapped in intestines, and then you can see over there that it's just popped onto a spit and then it's just slowly rotating over hot coals. It's chopped up and then popped into a sandwich. So excited to try this. I've got my kokorec sandwich, so let me show you what is inside. So I've got this beautiful crusty bread, and it's, oh gosh, it's really soft, and then all on the inside are the kokorec. So it's just been chopped up, and then there's some tomato in there. I can see some, maybe some thyme or oregano, and then some pepper flakes or chili flakes. and that sort of like smeared its oil all onto that bread. So it's basically an offal sandwich, and it was so neat watching them turn over those hot coals on that spit. All of the fat from the intestines is like dripping down, hissing. Oh, it looks really, really good. It's beautiful. It's got a really, really great hit of chili. You can really taste those spices. The intestines sort of quite bouncy but very tender, and it just tastes like meat. It doesn't have an overwhelming offal-like flavour, and just a beautiful spice mixture. And then that tomato has a really sort of juicy hit, and the bread is just perfect, soft and a little bit crusty. I've eaten my way down to the centre of the sandwich, so these bites are going to be really packed full of all of that offal filling. It's very simple tasting. The offal is very clean tasting, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have a very strong flavour. The dominant flavour are the spices. So there's a bit of a chili kick, and then that beautiful thyme and oregano is coming through as well. Very earthy. So we're washing it down with a cup of ayran. And this is a really popular drink in Turkey. It's made up of yogurt, water, and it's got a little bit of salt in it, so it's really salty, refreshing and cooling. It's a really hot day here in Istanbul today, so this is going down a treat.
It's incredibly hot here in Istanbul today, so the next stop is going to be for ice cream. And ice cream here in Turkey is quite different to what we're used to. It's got an amazing texture, so we're going to grab some ice cream from somewhere that's been highly recommended to us by locals and is incredibly traditional.
I ordered 3 scoops of dondurma, which is the Turkish ice cream. So ice cream is one of my favorite things to eat anywhere, anytime, and I'm super excited about this. So I got lemon, cherry and chocolate, and the cherry just looks so vibrant. Okay, I'm just gonna go for a huge bite. Oh my god, wow. The cherry is so tart. It just tastes like the fruit. A little bit sweet, but overall quite tart. And that lemon, very sour as well, but it has a beautiful sweetness. So as Thomas was talking about, the dondurma has mastic in it, and mastic is the sap of the mastic plant, and it's quite sticky, so you can see that it sort of has a sticky texture, and it also means that the ice cream is a little bit more resistant to melting, but I can see the drip starting to form, so let's go for some more. Oh, that chocolate, it's really creamy, quite sweet, a little bit bitter. This is the perfect thing to be eating in this hot, hot Istanbul summer.
What a day of eating in Istanbul. This place is blowing our minds with the quality of the food. It is an incredible food city.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We've got heaps more videos coming from Istanbul. Give this video a thumbs up, say hi below in the comments, and remember to check out our Patreon page if you want to support more Chasing a Plate content. We'll see you next time. Gule gule!
Gule gule!